A former university provost and current Brody School of Medicine professor is suspended after being indicted on criminal charges. Students get a surprise from a janitor while studying at Joyner Library, and a backup quarterback leads ECU football to a victory. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of TEC-TV. I'm Jessica Gribben. Our first story brings an update to a story we brought you last week. Dr. David Weissmiller has been suspended pending a full review of criminal charges against him. According to a statement released by ECU, concerns about Weissmiller were reported to the State Bureau of Investigations following an internal audit process. Assistant Special Agent of the SBI, Chris Cardwell, said the Brody School of Medicine professor is suspected of not correctly reporting his time working, which led to an accumulation of around $110,000. Weissmiller served as Associate Provost from 2008 to 2013. Two doctors with East Carolina Heart Institute are the first people in the world to use a new lung biopsy device that will help patients get earlier diagnosis and undergo fewer invasive procedures. This cross-country device makes it easier for doctors to access outside airways to the tumors that would normally be very difficult to get to. Dr. Mark Bowling and Dr. Carlos Anciano were able to use this device to actually remove a lung mass from a patient's central airway. Before this device was developed, doctors say they could only treat tumors near the airways, leaving the other potentially dangerous masses that they could not get to. However, now they can reach out farther outside of the airways with this new device. Hundreds of people came to hear Peter Bergen at Wright Auditorium on Tuesday night. Bergen's speech, Making Sense in a Troubled World, was part of the Voyages of Discovery lecture series put on by the Thomas Harriot College of Arts and Sciences. Bergen is known as a print and television journalism author and director of the National Security Studies program at the New America Foundation in Washington, D.C. The Voyages of Discovery lecture series has been at ECU since 2007 and has brought more than 36 speakers to campus for faculty, students, and community members. Now for a sweet story for you. Madeline McCullen, Cassidy Robertson, and Maggie Miller, 3 ECU students, are thanking a Joyner Library janitor. The 3 were studying for tests, and the janitor, Shelton Page, came in to take out the trash. While in the room, one of the girls said she wished she had some headphones to listen to music while she studied. A few minutes later, Page walked back in with a brand new pair of headphones. Miller said in a Facebook post, quote, "These workers don't get enough appreciation and thank yous from students, but they sure do deserve them," end quote. Great story. Joining us now is our administrative reporter, Anna Parrish, with an update from the Board of Trustees. What happened in last Friday's meeting, Anna?
Well, the meeting was very interesting in the fact that the Board of Trustees did not all agree towards the end of the meeting. The Board of Trustees passed a motion that ACOG Hall would be renamed in December, provided that $300,000 in pledges could be raised by December 1st. The motion was passed 11-1 with one member voting negative. The $300,000 is 60% of the cost of transitioning the name, meaning the entire project would be about $500,000. The board hopes to transition the name over the winter break if all the pledges can be raised in time. In other news, Henry Hinton, who serves on the UNC Board of Governors representing ECU, explained that ECU did really well in the recently approved state budget. This will be used for a new life science building that will replace Howell Science Complex.
Thanks, Anna. The wedding bells are in order for one ECU couple. Alumnus Josh Creel proposed to his now fiancée Amy Smith just minutes before Saturday's game against Virginia Tech. Marry You by Bruno Mars played throughout the stadium, and on the big screen, Creel was on one knee. His now fiancée says she had no idea he was planning on proposing. Well, Kai, that wasn't the only good event to come out of Saturday's game against Virginia Tech, was it?
Well, of course not. The Pirates got a great win, and you know what? You know what's great about that?
What?
We covered it, because you know why? TEC-TV and the East Carolina are really the plug for everything ECU athletics. Let's jump it off with volleyball. The Lady Pirates won the road all weekend as they opened conference play with a loss to Cincinnati on Friday, but rebounded with a W to Memphis on Sunday. Senior libero Eric Figueroa recorded her 1,000th career dig in the win. Also, she received American Defensive Player of the Week. The team will once again hit the road this weekend as Friday the team will travel to Dallas to play SMU and then Tulsa, Oklahoma on Sunday to play Tulsa. Now to the other court, and we're talking about the green one outside. Yes, both tennis teams will be playing this weekend. The men's team will travel to Elon to play in the fall tournament. The team hopes to build on their strong home showing from 3 Saturdays ago. Now, on to the women's side. The Lady Pirates will be serving for the first time competitively this weekend as they host their annual ECU Invitational this weekend. Now to the Gatorade. No, excuse me, I mean H2O. Yes, the swimming and diving team will be in competition at North Carolina Collegiate in Greensboro, North Carolina. Now we will kick it over to the pitch, where Coach Donworth's team opened a conference play with a W against Houston, but also suffered an L to SMU. The Lady Pirates are now 6-5-1 headed into their two-game homestay against UCF on Thursday and USF on Sunday. Now we go to those brave humans who actually run miles for sports. God bless them. We head to cross country. The men's and women's team will be on the road in competition this weekend as they head to Bethlehem to run against Jesus and the Three Wise Men. Nah, I'm just joking. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, they're running the Lehigh Paul Short Invitational. Now we check a drive to the course as ECU's golf team are competing this week. The men's team will travel to Chapel Hill to compete in the Tar Heel Intercollegiate, and the team finished second in its last outing at the VCU Shootout. The women's team hosted their home tournament Monday and Tuesday. The team finished first out of 14 teams. The team will travel to Charleston to play in the Wendy's Invitational. Hopefully they'll have nuggets. Spicy nuggets. All right, now we transition on to the main event, the gridiron. This week in Dowdy Flicking, it was rainy, muddy, and overall not a day for the faint of heart to play football in. After a slow start, the Pirates tied up the game to set the stage for the star of the game, who was actually a backup coming into the game. But after the game this backup had, I don't think he'll be seeing the bench anytime soon. Let's get it started with starting running back Chris Harrison fumbling to be recovered by quarterback Blake Kemp. Next play, Vatek picks off Kemp. The Hokies would score on that drive. After that drive, the Pirates get the ball, and what do? Fumble! Kemp fumbles, and 7 plays later, boom, Hokies score again. 14-0 Vatek, and the quarter isn't even over. But Kemp has been a gamer all season. As the next drive, he takes the team down the field as he rushes in for the score, 14-7 Hokies. Next drive for the Hokies ends in a punt. Kemp once again leads his team right down the field for a touchdown right before the quarter was over, 14-0. Hokies' next drive also ends in a punt. Kemp is coming back, but wait, no, who is this? James Summers, the backup QB, is in. And what does he do? He leads the team to a third touchdown on his 5-yard rush up the middle. ECU leads 21-14. What a turn of events for the Pirates. After many drives at halftime, Summers in the offense struggle and lands at 4th and 12 on the Hokies' 26. Coach McNeil shows all his guts as he goes for it and gets rewarded with James Summers' first passing TD as a Pirate with a 26-yard touchdown to Isaiah Jones, 28-14 ECU. The Hokies feel the pressure. They go right down the field in 9 plays to come within 7 of ECU. But the Hokies just could not stop the dual threat Summers as he runs for 41 yards once again, putting ECU up by 2 scores. Fourth quarter, Vatek is driving on the ECU 21 when Jordan Williams of the Pirates picks it off to end the Hokies' drive. The Pirates' next drive stalls and ends with a punt. So the Hokies, desperate for a score as time is running out, drive the ball 95 yards down the field for a touchdown, 35-28. The ECU is still up, and the Pirates will stay up to beat the ACC's Vatek Hokies for the 2nd straight year. The Pirates are now 2-2 heading into conference play against SMU in Dallas this weekend. Head on over to the EastCarolinian.com as I and the other 4 Texperts preview the SMU game and analyze the Vatek game. That's all for sports. Back to you, Jessica.
Thanks, Guy. We are monitoring reports of Hurricane Joaquin in the Atlantic. Our area is looking at a chance of hazardous weather this weekend. Be sure to check out the EastCarolinian.com for all city and campus updates. We want to thank you for checking out today's show. We'll see you next week.